Okay, I'm so unprepared here. I don't even know why I'm live. I just want to say hello to everyone. See what's up. Just checking in. So while I'm waiting on y'all to come in, I'm gonna be doing some putting some stuff in one of my descriptions. Okay. What did I even name this? Good morning? I hope I named it something. I think I did, yeah, good morning. Nothing wrong with that. This is gonna be casual and it's gonna be pretty quick. Hello, Beaver. Good morning to you. I'm just here to say hello to people today. I don't really have, well, I do have a few things in my mind. I always got things I can talk about. One thing is today on my community page, I share this short, "Hey Santa, you're always late," um, from this channel I watch sometimes. But I had seen Megan Walsh has shared it on Twitter this morning, and I checked it out. And in Washington State, the school, it seems, once your kids are 13, they can ask for any kind of medical care, psychiatric, etc. And this guy, you have to watch it. He was on TikTok saying, "Hey, my son come home for the summer. The school's over, and they called my house and said he didn't pick up his antidepressants." And he's like, "My son's not on antidepressants." Oh, yeah, he is. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Richard. So basically, we can do what we want. So people thought that guy was lying, but no. This lady on YouTube, who I watch her channel sometimes, she's not. I don't think she's gonna give false information. She'd be an idiot too, especially on this. But of course, you need to look this up. This is what I want you guys to do, especially if you got kids. Not only do you need to know your rights. Okay, children don't really have rights in this country. I don't know a lot about that. Good morning, Kevin. But I do know that's the case. Okay, they have some human rights, but they don't have the same exact rights as adults. And basically, those rights are held and like protected by their parents. Now, I'm not an expert on this, so y'all have to look into this stuff yourself. But especially when you let your kids go to school, in some states they have it. They still have it to where, look, we're taking care of your kids, but all decisions must be made by you, the parent, okay? Hey, Joe, cool. Hey, Joe, public UK. I said it so backwards, and I was thinking it right in my mind. I was actually thinking Joe UK public, but I actually said Joe, cool. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Yeah. Welcome to Lunatics. You're right. Okay. So that is something that I do want you guys to look at a little. It's just on my community page. But if you get kids or if you get grandkids, encourage. I've been seeing a lot of stuff. I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube, and there's a lot of compilations of these TikTok videos and the things they are teaching these kids. They are taking kids on field trips. Now, this varies from state to state, school to school. Another reason you need to know, what are the laws? What, when I drop my kid off at that school, what all am I allowing them to do to them just by letting them be present then? Good, your kids. I think God mine are grown. Thank God mine are grown. But I have grandkids. But guess what? Do you think my own kids are gonna sit around and listen to the shit I'm saying? They might pay a little bit of attention to it, but they're not gonna look at it like they need to. One reason why, you know why? Because they're busy raising their kids. They are. That's why so many people don't know what's going on. I didn't know this shit was going on until recently, a lot of it. And then I started watching like these TikTok compilations on YouTube of these new, what they call woke people. No, these are the compilations are of the woke people done by sane people like us. Okay, I'm not saying I agree or disagree with everything these people say or do, but what I'm saying is these woke people. That, you know what that word used to mean? That word used to mean you had the spirit of discernment. That word used to mean that you could see what the hell was going on. Not no more. Nope, nope, nope. No, they stole that word from us too, but that's okay. They can have that shit. They can have that woke cult. Okay, so they're bringing that shit. Hey, Caitlin. Caitlin, you're a little younger. You might know of some of the things that go on in schools. I mean, have you heard about things like them bringing in drag school um, story hours or drag queens to school? And I don't have nothing against drag queens, okay? But I just think certain things don't belong in our schools. I worry. What are they teaching the kids? I would like to know. Do they teach you your constitutional rights in school? I bet they don't because they didn't teach me mine. And I'm a lot older than some of you guys. Not a lot, okay, a little bit, okay. I mean, of course, they taught me about the Constitution, the inception of it, but hey, the Constitution is a beautiful thing. It's important, but it's not where our rights really come from. Yeah, woke is what I used to call people that were awake. Hey, Henry, good morning. But now that's what they call these people, and I don't think unless you go on TikTok and I have a TikTok channel, but I'm not one to just sit there and scroll TikTok. I really don't. It's not the app's weird to me, and it's such a short form, and you're giving these bursts of information to people, and at least on like on YouTube and stuff, if somebody gets on there and they like present a video, they generally link sources if it's like a documentary style video, or at least you got time to think about what they're saying and go look it up. But TikTok's such a short form, and you're just shooting all this quick information at people, and they worry about misinformation. There could be tons of it on there, but there's also some truth on there too, like what's really going on in these schools. Let's see, yeah, and 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 I yeah, I would want people to be open and accepting, Caitlin, and but um, I feel like they're starting to push it to a new level. I'm hearing about I'm hearing teachers get on TikTok. Teachers, these are younger teachers. Some of the hey Harry, some of these are new teachers. Okay, getting on there talking about coming out to their classroom. Hey Shirley, of we're talking about small children, preschool. Um, we're talking about middle schoolers being taught certain things, and we're talking about teachers saying on TikTok themselves that they're gonna lie. Like if a kid feels they're transgender and the parent don't agree with it, which hey, that's between the parent. For me, that's something that I'm compassionate about. And imagine how I can see it must feel horrible to be feel like you're born in the wrong body. I mean, my goodness, I'm very sympathetic to that. But it's not the school's. If the parents know it or don't know it, it's not up to the teacher to say on TikTok, I'm going to lie. I'm going to keep a secret from your parents. Because if they'll keep your secret about your sexuality, what? One teacher isn't going to want you to keep a secret back, and it's not going to be one you're going to want to keep. That's dangerous. You know, parents need to be the ultimate control and decision maker for their children. So they need to be careful when they put them in school what they're signing them up for. Yes, I'm glad they're teaching love and acceptance. I hope nobody's getting bullied in school no more the way I was, because school was hell for me. I barely survived school. Barely did. Barely did. Barely did. I'm telling you. But that's because they weren't accepting of nobody back then. Shit, I was just a normal fucking person, and they didn't like me. Well, I say I was normal. I'm not exactly normal. I don't think I'm actually neurotypical, but I'm not sure. I do know I have some things about me that are a little bit different than others, but aren't we all a little different in one way or another, okay? And I do believe that I may be on possibly have some undiagnosed, not like mental illnesses, but I guess what would you say? How do you say it? I don't know. I don't want to say it was like sound like I'm trying to get in something that or trying to diagnose myself with something that I pretty much think I have, but I haven't been officially diagnosed. And the thing I think I have, it's very hard to be diagnosed for when you're a female in your 40s. Let's just leave it at that, okay? But I do know I have anxiety, and I do know that I have, yeah, I have a lot of anxiety, and I don't. Well, this is not going to turn into a therapy session for me. I just want parents to look into it, and if you're okay with what they're teaching your kids, fine. But but I wouldn't be okay with it. I wouldn't be okay with some of. They have closets, okay. And this is not that I want any transgender students to ever feel hurt or uncomfortable, but unfortunately, until they're grown, we know this, Caitlin. You have to listen to your parents till you're grown, right? We might not always agree with our parents, but till you're 18, we got to listen to them. I knew that. I was a real free spirit. I loved my parents. I still love my parents. I have wonderful parents. They were a little strict, but I knew why. They wanted to keep us safe. Good morning, Mike. Anybody else I might have missed? Irish, Rover, and Florida. Yeah, John Tracy. Okay, so they were a little strict, but I knew why. Okay, even as a young child, I could understand why they wanted to protect us, and that's fine. But I was a free spirit, and I knew. But I knew once I was 18, I could do as I wish. So when I say listen to your parents, Beaver, we're talking about normal parents, guys. I'm not talking about abusive parents. Okay, so please don't get me wrong. Oh my goodness, you're right. I'm glad you brought that up. But the young lady I'm speaking to, I generally believe her parents are, even though they may have different views than me on some things, probably, I do believe they have her best interests at heart. I really do. I do. And so I'm like, I'm speaking about parents that really do love their kids and that are really trying their best, okay? I'm not talking about parents that are having their kids do things that are bad. We're talking about normal parents. I'm talking to you guys. I hope you guys are all normal. Okay, I'm hoping and praying that my audience, which I know that there's going to be a bad one here and there that slips in, but most of you I somewhat know, at least somewhat. So it's okay, Mike, you're here. I'm just ranting about shit. I'm just giving my opinion on some things. And there's another thing we're going to get into, and that's ASL. I shared something this morning, American Sign Language. This would be a great idea. They're starting offering colleges and some high schools now. Why haven't we been teaching everybody that from the beginning? Because it would be beneficial to us all to know it. So the deaf and hard of hearing people and those that will become that in our older age, right? Or if we have an accident or if we lose our voice, okay? Why haven't we all? This is excellent. Now they're on to something and I love it. I think we should all know it. Now, I don't know it, but I think I can say my name. That's it. I think they should start teaching that from early on. And there are a lot of kids with autism and stuff that are not ever going to be verbal, possibly. And we're not going to say they're not going to be. Some of them will be, some won't. They have some have the, you know, autism's a huge spectrum, okay? Some have will be verbal, but those that won't, some may pick up ASL. And if we all knew ASL, that we could all communicate, even if we spoke different languages, if they taught it worldwide eventually, we could all speak. Ain't that something? That's beautiful. I like that idea. Hey, Ian, Cop, um, Dog, I think they're trying to bring it back, and I think they should bring it all the way back. Instead of taking drag queens to school, instead of bringing drag queens, because I don't want any strippers or sex workers or club workers in my school. I don't care. That's fine when you're over 18. I don't have nothing against drag queens or strippers. Nothing at all. I've been known to go to the strip club and would still go back. They used to offer free lunch at Cheetah's. Shit. Order off the menu. Hell yeah. Ain't been there in years, but shit, I don't see nothing wrong with it. But that's not for the school, though. I don't care if it's gay, straight, bisexual. I don't care. I do believe sex education should be taught at a certain age and probably then still with the parents' consent. Hey, CFW. Hey, darling. Yeah, but you're not too clumsy. I'm clumsy as fuck, and I can speak sign language. I could at least try. I can barely even get my words out, but I can get on here and try. So, and imagine if we'd have known it from the day we went to school. I'm telling you, I think it's a good idea. Think about it, guys. It's a good idea. And imagine all the people that don't know, that are hard of hearing and stuff, and they walk up to people, and you can motion a few things at them, whatever. But what if everybody that walked up to the street would automatically be able to communicate with them? And one day the world could be that way if we started teaching it now. I think it would be amazing. They talk about accommodating people and making people feel comfortable and accepted. Well, this would be awesome. And there's people that were going to lose their hearing later on. There's people that's going to have accidents or sicknesses, and they're going to lose their physical voice. So they can use, and that would give them another way. I bet you my good friend Gio would love to know sign language. He has a voice, but everybody can't always understand him. Thank you. Let's teach them being nice. And I do think they have taught them to be nice in a way. They're teaching them to be accepting, but they're also teaching them, if you don't agree with a certain narrative, or if you're not, you know what I'm saying? Or if you have any type of belief that's anything different than ours, and I'm not talking being non-accepting. I accept everybody. I don't care. But do you, whatever makes you happy, but don't push it on the children. That's all I'm asking. And I don't think it's too much to ask. I really don't. Am I virtualizing people? I hope not. I don't ever want to virtualize people. All these new words, you know, and all these new words that are now offensive, and you can't say this and that. Some of them I understand. And, I will always try to be respectful to people. I will never misgender somebody or something like that. Never. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about going into school and bringing anybody. I don't want them bringing straight strippers into school. I don't want them taking kids to straight strip clubs. And if you think this ain't happening, it's proof of it. You just got to look for it. I know you guys are busy and don't have time. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all, trying to school y'all what I done found. And I don't even, first of all, but even before I found all this stuff out, okay, there are children, like there's teachers now that are putting pronoun pins in kindergarten, and every day when you walk into class, you can pick your pronoun. You can pick the same pronoun, or it can change every day. In kindergarten, for something that's so much, yes, see, Caitlin, and I just don't. I don't think that's right. I really don't. I don't. And it's a small percentage of the population that's actually really that are gay or bisexual, transgender, whatever. I'm not sure the percentage, but I think I've heard around 1%. Let's say it's 10%. We want to accept everybody, but we can't change our whole world to fit a certain group of people. And let me tell you what, they're not doing this because the government and the people that are standing up and thinking this is right, they think it's the right thing to do. But let me tell you why the government's supporting them. It's to get us to all be a weaker person, as a weaker society, to accept things that are not the norm, to everybody across the board, and those that don't agree with anything, that you must just have nothing to do with them. They're haters. They're this, they're that. I don't hate nobody. I love everybody. But if you disagree with the left, let's see, the woke left, I should say, but the woke left. I can't put it all on the whole left, even though I don't believe in the left or the right. So please don't think I won't bash the other side either. But I will. But I do believe one side's worse than the other. But they all evil, in my humble opinion. And everything I'm saying here, a lot of this is my opinion today. I'm asking you guys, especially if you have kids, to go look it up. Because if I found this shit so easy, you can find it too. And you'll see what I'm talking about. There's one channel. It's called ODINS. And then the next word is MEN. he plays these little compilations. Do I agree with everything he says? No. But do I think some of the clips have some outrageous shit in them? Yeah. And yeah, that's when I want. And free speech, and Constitution. And then when you get to school, I heard the colleges. I still have planned on going to college until about a few years ago. I'd always say I ain't been to college yet because that was my goal to go. But I wanted to go when I was ready because hey, rag a monkey, because if you go and you get a Pell Grant, okay, you get one shot. And if you stop going to school, then you owe a bunch of money back. If and you will have not even finished school. Now that I see that free thinkers are not wanted in college, no, I don't want no part of college. We lost our universities a long time ago. That's how a lot of this stuff is happening. That's why they're pumping out teachers that think it's okay to keep secrets from parents. That's why they're giving closets where they can change into any outfit they want to when they get to school. You know how when you were young, you used to sneak out clothes that were too short? Some kids did. I didn't because my parents would have beat my ass. But hey, Cartoon News. But some girls and guys probably too snuck out the outfit they wanted to wear to school. And the school wouldn't condone that. Now they got a closet for you to change into. And they even got some outfits there for you too. So if you do not have a dress at home and you want to wear a dress, you can change at school. And then when you're done, you can unchange and go home, and your parents never know the better of it. I think parents need to be involved in decisions like that. You know, I don't know. I just want people to be aware of it, and then they have to make their own. If they're okay with it and they want to leave their kids in public school, first of all, I knew a while back that, man, I don't want my grandkids in public school, but I was like, my own kids are not going to listen to me to the extent, or nor do they have time. Just like there's so many other parents that don't have the time to homeschool. They just don't, and much less know all the reasons why they should. It has to be better every day. I was recommending homeschooling way before I found out about all this crazy new shit. And guys, and they're trying to make everybody a victim. They're not looking for leaders. They're not looking for free thinkers. They don't want you to have a different perspective or opinion. You must go with the flow, whatever it is. And they don't just teach leftist ideas. They teach other type of ideas too. They teach obey the police at all costs in our schools. We have school resource officers. Those aren't for the children. Those aren't to protect the children. Those are to all I've seen them do is beat up, arrest, run away from shootings at schools. I've never. If there is any positive stories out there about school resource officers, I'd love to hear them. I would love y'all to send me links. Florida abandoned the school choice voucher program. I didn't know that, right? Yeah, for a while you could send your kids to private school. Bush had put that in place. He sure did. I don't like Bush, but don't you hear me say it all the time? I want officer friendly back. At least when officer friendly came to the school, all he did was, tell you some safety tips, which were actually good safety tips against getting abducted and stuff. Like don't go with strangers, walk in pairs. You know, they weren't coming there teaching us all the propaganda, like all the back to blue shit like they're teaching the children now. So yeah, I'm telling you, they're all messed up. And like I said, it's not coming from just one side. Don't ever think the attack's coming from one source or one side. Okay? We our enemy, all our enemy is all evilness. Okay? It just comes in different forms. Okay? It comes so anything that is evil and unjust and causes harm to another, that is wrong. I went and got it, Rag and Monkey, and you hear it more and more. Not just the males, the females too. Okay? It's more and more you hear it's with females. Yes. I tell you, if I had kids, I couldn't send them to public school now. I couldn't. It's sad. And that's something else. We, the people, deserve better than that. But our schools, especially our university, that's why they're breathing these new teachers that think it's okay to go in there and come out. Did you know who your teachers, did you know about their wives or husbands and all that stuff? I didn't. Half of them, I didn't know if they were married or not. Now they want you to meet their partner, and they want to have, oh my God. I see one teacher, she has a non-binary coping stuffed animal she takes to class with her. If you need, hey, I sleep with my stuffed animal every night. But guess what? I wouldn't go take it to work with me. I don't take it out to video with me. If you need an emotional support animal, you might not need to be teaching our kids. And I'm not being mean, because I know emotional support stuffed animals can be important. Emotional animals can be important. But Jesus, come on. And then you're going to tell the kids it's non binary. That's just the things. Just let's say, let's accept everybody, no matter how they dress, no matter how. That would be so easy. Right. You're right. And they, right, this, right, because they don't want intelligence. They want to dumb down. If, in fact, if you've got a smart kid, you better be extra worried about them, because they're going to try to, if you got a for real smart kid, you know what I'm saying? One that's extraordinary smart, maybe even gifted, they're going to try to dumb them down. They're not going to put them in the AP classes like they did. No, they should not. And if you watch what I'm telling you, you will see it. These teachers, one quit because she couldn't talk about these things, so she quit. There's several of them that have, and they get the, and they just want to be validated because they had to. These teachers too are coming from this thing where they've been, hey Jason News now, where they've been coddled and told, you can't say this about people. Look, I never want to hurt nobody's feelings. Y'all guys know me. You know I don't believe in making people fun of people on their looks, the way they talk, the way they dress, their sexuality, their religion, any of that. You guys know me. If you've been watching my channel for any amount of time and you've listened to anything I said, you know I'm not like that. I do not judge. Okay? I will accept you however you are, as long as you haven't touched no little kids or nothing like that. Okay? Or done no harm to nobody, like rape nobody, murder nobody, unless it's self-defense. Do no harm. I don't care what you look like. I'm not like that. I wasn't raised like that. I don't care what color your skin is. Two of my kids are black and one is white or half black. Do I look like I care? And I shouldn't even say that. That's the first time I ever said online. You know why? Because in this day and age, if you say you got black kids, you know what that means? It means you're really racist, they say. It's just like saying you got black friends, they say. The woke people say that. That's why I've never said that online before in my life. Ain't that some shit? Hey, Tabitha. Ain't that some shit? Because I've been afraid of being called a racist, because I've been afraid. But I'm tired of being afraid. How can I be afraid of all these online people when I I've not, never been afraid of nothing else? I'm not going to be afraid of this woke culture. So yes, I proudly state that one of my children is full, whatever I am, me and whatever her dad is, because we're some kind of white, but I don't know exactly what. I don't know exactly what my history is. I just know I'm an American, okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just on a roll, man. I'm just speaking the truth, and it's the truth. But that's why I've never said it before, and I'll probably never say it again, because it's really not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But anybody looks on my Facebook, you can see all my grandbabies, the white ones, the mixed ones, yeah, and they're all beautiful. Yes, they are. And they don't have nothing to do with me and my activism, so, and they far away from me, so don't y'all even think about coming for mine. And that's some shit. In this day and age, and like, yeah, and retaliation is real. That's another reason I'm glad my kids are grown. If my kids are grown, I would not be doing. I would probably still be an activist, but I'd be way much more in the background. I'd be just doing like modding and stuff, like I started out when I first got involved in this community. I probably would have never picked a camera up unless maybe if I'd have really seen something going down or something. I probably would have felt compelled and felt like I had to. But would I go out there and be poking the bear? No. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. And I don't really advise it to anybody that has children. I don't. Because these people are dirty. That's another thing that needs to be redone. Family court needs to be abolished. Period. Yeah. A lot of it's a sham. Do you know that if you lose, if you're fighting, if you're defending, let's say you're defending, trying to keep custody of your children, you do not get to go before a jury. They will terminate your rights if you, at the end, when they're ready to, they will terminate your rights without a jury of your peers, without you having to face your accusers, because the accuser might be a damn phone call, an anonymous phone call. You have more rights when you're committing a crime than you just, which you should have all these rights, don't get me wrong, but you should have the same rights when you're fighting for custody of your children and you haven't even committed a crime. But yet, at the end of the deal, you lose your kids. And most people do not have an attorney. And if they did, and if they have a public defender, they're not going to help them. I remember in the city of Jacksonville 20 years ago, they used to have two that handled all the child cases, and there's so many more. Yeah, you're right, CFW. So that's why, but don't ever say they need more training. That's why we say don't say that. I say they need different training. They need the appropriate training. A lot of this shit needs to be started from the beginning because so many people are brainwashed. Fuck the left, the woke shit. So many people are brainwashed on the back to blue stuff. Come on now. Why do we have so many bootlickers? If they only knew, most of them see us as an enemy. We got to get all the people on our side, but it's growing. More and more people are waking up, and more people are pulling those cameras out, especially if you see something going on. That's, like I said, even if I had kids, if I really seen something going down there, unless my kids were right there with me and they were small, I would pull my camera out. Yes, I would. I would. I would like it to be where every citizen in the United States, not citizen, I don't even want to use that word, every American, that every time, like if you're going, unless you're headed to work or somewhere you've got to be at a certain time and you see somebody pulled over, I want everybody to know it's my duty to pull over. Yeah, they talk about social contracts. Let's make a new social contract. Of course, this one's optional, because we never want to force people to do stuff. Because there are no social contracts. None I've ever signed. Y'all ever signed a social contract? I haven't. Nope. All right, so I've been ranting and raving. Anybody else want to come up here and rant and rave with me? I'm sorry, I've just been on a roll. Usually my lives are geared towards, well, I believe this is educational because I'm telling you guys where to go look for this stuff. Hold on, I gotta go get my mouse. I'm not too good without the mouse. Oh, and guys, Lady Justice, she's up in Denver, Colorado. And that is cool. As she's her and Amazing went out yesterday, and she's looking forward to meeting many others. She's looking forward to feeding the homeless on Sunday. Two types of kids. Yeah, yeah, and kids with inheritances also done. I've heard those too. And and that could be another reason. I don't know that Megan. I don't know if her kids have an inheritance or not, but they may. I'm not sure. But I've heard of cases of inheritance. Kids got an inheritance, so they take them. Yes. CPS must be redone too from the beginning. And they did a march yesterday in Washington. I shared it on my Facebook. My friend, the lady that's done some coverage on Megan's story, and she's been a victim of this shit herself. She wrote a book called Punished for Protected. She has a YouTube channel called Punished No More and Free to Protect. Okay. She was also on the John Walsh show. I do not know the full story. I don't know her full story. She was on America's Most Wanted. They were saying her and her son was missing when they were not missing. Because I don't know what the whole story's about, but they got free of all that shit, and now she's a great advocate, and they just marched on Washington just a couple of days ago. I think it might have been yesterday. Yes, mothers, fathers, victims of DCF, victims of family court. Yes, they did. They just marched on Washington, D.C. Yes, they did. And I'm damn proud of them. And if I could have been there, I would have. I was invited, but I just, man, I couldn't. I can't do everything, guys. And I'm getting older. That's why another reason we need our younger people so bad. I'm not that old, guys, but I'm not in the best of health. You know, some days I feel awesome. Some days I feel like shit. So that is why I always have great hope when I do find a younger activist that I think I can really believe in, you know, and that's why I'm always saying I need a team. I have the ideas. I do have a lot of ideas. I'm not trying to boost myself up, but I do think I have a lot of cool ideas, but too many to implement and too many to implement by myself. And I have shared some of my ideas with others, and they have tried them, and they have worked out good for them. Yeah. Okay, so let me read some of these comments because did I put the link up there or not? Because y'all know me, I'll forget. I would like for somebody to come up here and talk if anybody wants to. Oh y'all, okay, and oh y'all, I released today. I know you have seen the last end of the video when Lady Justice was arrested, and you've seen the live stream back in May. This is not a new arrest, thank God. Hey Shirley, if I missed anybody, hey Tabitha, if you guys aren't subscribed to her, her husband is going through some shit. Please sub to her. This lady right here, they're dealing with some tyrants. I do not know the whole story, but I will know it eventually. Please sub to this lady. If I can get one of my lads to drop her link. She's up in Missouri, I do believe. And it sounds like her husband may not be getting proper due process, but I'm not sure because I don't know the case yet. Tell you what, but I'd like for you guys to sub and keep an eye on it. Yes, kindness is important. That's what my mama taught me, to be kind and to never treat nobody different. You know, she told me some people, you know, have problems. They're going to look different than you. They're going to be born differently. They're going to have a different skin color than you. She said, you treat everybody the same. You be nice to them. Unless they're mean to you, then you can be mean back. But I never want to hurt nobody. And she did tell me to keep my hands with myself too. But she did tell me if somebody hit me, I better knock the shit out of them, or she was going to beat my ass when I got home. And she also told the school, when she put me in elementary school, I remember being there. She walked me to the office the first day. She talked to the principal and said, look, if my child ever needs discipline of any kind, you are to call me immediately. Do not paddle my child. Do not put your hands on my child. I never got in any trouble, but if I had and them people would have touched me, and back then they could touch you. I remember in second grade, the teacher used to take this little boy, and he was not like the only black boy in class. And looking back, I wonder if that's why. Is that why? I don't know. I hope not. But is that why they took him in there and beat the shit out of him in that bathroom every day with a ruler? I don't know. And that happened in the public school system. Yeah. So they might not be beating them no more. Now they're doing the opposite. They're doing, oh my God. You just can't win for losing, can you? Anybody want to come up? Yes, Tabitha, that's what I do. We're trying to grow the tree of liberty. I am a servant to the people. I volunteered myself to be an activist. No, I didn't volunteer myself. The good Lord called me to be one. And that's what I'm going to do until he tells me to stop. Was I a teacher? Me? No, hell no. How could I be a teacher? Well, I wanted to be. I wanted to be a history teacher. Can y'all believe that? Yet I made 100% on all my tests in history. But surely see. But I did not know I had constitutional rights till about 7 years ago when I started watching YouTube videos, Hato for Life, by this wonderful community. So if I didn't love them for no other reason, how can I not love this movement for not teaching me my rights? Because I didn't know them. And then once I seen I had them, I went out and learned them. And there's a free college, I went to Hillsdale College that has some free constitutional course. I took it. I don't think I ever finished it completely, though, to be honest. And I also just read the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and I watched a bunch of videos, and I looked a bunch of statutes up. I don't know everything, but it's basic common law is all you really got to know. And a few other things, like you have to know if they tell you to get out of the car, you got to do it. Unfortunately, I believe that's in every state. If I'm wrong, correct me. But that's something I like to warn people about because I see it happen over and over again. It once they, if they order you out that car, if my understanding is correct, you got to go because they can say it's for officer safety. Hey, Cartoon News, you're glad you're not the only guy in here. Am I too emotional, guys? I don't think I'm emotional in a bad way. It ain't like I'm on here crying. I'm on here just speaking my 1A mind. Um, I have cried on here before. Don't think I haven't. I'm not embarrassed to say it because guess what? I'm a real person. I have emotions too. Mims versus Pennsylvania. Yeah, that's the one. And it's deemed for officer safety. And this is the one about the if they tell you to get out the car, let's make sure we're telling people the right information. Is that what it is, Car Thief News? Okay, while we're waiting on him, if this is the law, I want you guys to look it up because if they tell you got a car, you got to get out the car. I'm sorry, unfortunately. I would try to ask them to get a supervisor there, but sometimes those are the worst ones too. It's all a mess, but you all know it. Anyway, so I don't want you guys thinking Lady Justice got arrested because I just now finally got around to releasing the whole video of the night she was arrested in Sarasota. So that's it's shaky. I have improved since then, and I have been blessed with a gimbal by George Ward. And I have one that I bought. And oh, guys, the day I lost that button out when we were at that Riviera Beach event, if you watch that video, which the whole thing got demonetized because of music, which is fine. Yeah, she has a husband's channel too. But all you gotta do is go to her page. She did have a link. I found it the other day in one of the comments. Yeah. But she does have her husband does have a page too, but if my understanding is correct, he's still in jail. I don't know all the details, so I can't really speak on that too much. But where was I at? Lost my train of thought. Oh, Sarasota. And I do have the records from Sarasota, but fortunately, Catch You Later had got those for us. Thank you, Catch You Later. But I cannot open them because they take a certain player. So I have sent them. I have unzipped them, and I've got somebody working on that for me. And then I will release them as soon as I get them, guys. Okay? So I've got a really good friend working on them. So don't worry. Yeah, I went and dialed it. Me and Sam went at Sam's house, and we were watching on the Fire Stick. She was watching some kind of cop shows, and they were showing Sarasota. And I'm thinking, oh man, and they beat the fuck out of this man just because they told him to move or something. He didn't move as fast as they wanted him to or something, and they took him right down. And you know what Sam said? She said, "Look how this shit they do right on TV. You think they did this shit out, and the ones ain't live?" I was like, "No, no, they do it in front of cameras all the time. You know that." She said, "Yeah, but this is they had time on the ones that ain't live, but yet they still air it. Yeah, because they're proud to be beating the shit out of people. And they brainwash the people into thinking we deserve it. They brainwash the people into thinking a CO has the right to beat the shit out of you. Care, custody, and control. That is a CO's job. Care, custody, and control. Care is number one. Their punishment is being locked up. Trust me, I've been in jail. It's punishment enough. Okay? It's punishment enough. You freeze to death in there. You don't get to eat. You don't have no privacy. It's terrible. The shower doesn't get all the way. It barely gets lukewarm. And then you got to keep pushing a button. And then they give you cheap soap. And if you got long hair like me, oh, it's just terrible. Okay? Nobody ever wants to go to jail. And jail should be reserved for people that commit real crimes. And if you do commit a real crime, okay, fine. And just like CFW, okay, a lot of people talk about, oh, she got arrested because she didn't take care of her tickets. Well, she was trying to take care of them. She paid a lawyer to take care of them. But regardless, one thing I can say about Florida, as far as I know, they don't arrest people for not paying their tickets. Okay? They send it to a collection agency. They'll take your driver's license. Yeah, if somebody's ever been arrested for that in Florida, please let me know. But as far as I know, now I've never looked at the law, but I've lived here all my life. And I've had bad tickets out before for months, for years even before. Okay? And my license got suspended. Yes, they did. But I never went to jail. I was never even in fear of jail. There was no warrant against me. Never. I don't think Florida does that. What do you think, Rag Monkey? You ever heard of them arresting people for not taking care of a ticket unless it's a court mandatory appearance ticket? Now, if you get a ticket and it says court mandatory appearance, then they can put a bench warrant out if you don't show up to court. But I don't think in the state of Florida they do that yet. Let's have Miss CFW up here to tell about her experiences maybe with that. You're good, darling. If you want to touch your camera off, you can. You're good, baby. Good.
I just don't want you. I'm gonna take over this panel because I'm gonna start talking really fast. Let me turn this other part off.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
I've been
So
talking
check
enough.
this out. No, you're good. You're good. I talk fast too. So, anyways, I just thought I had been arrested for tickets because I couldn't think of what else I could have been arrested for. Because I had turned one over in Dallas because it's a gamble. So you pay the guy $100 and he'll either get it dismissed for you, and if you can't get it dismissed, then you pay the full amount, but it buys you time. That's what those ticket guys do. And it was in Dallas, so it was too far away really to take care of. So I just turned it over to a lawyer over there. I couldn't think of anything else. But guess what? I didn't get arrested for tickets. I got arrested for fucking interference with public duties again. And you're not going to
Oh
believe this.
no, I didn't know that. I'm
A
so
second
behind.
time. I know, because when I was getting arrested, I had no idea. Because what they did was that, okay, I got arrested on May 23rd, right? The incident took place on March 3rd in Arlington, Texas. So they waited 2 months. And the arrest affidavit is bullshit. What you see on the video is not what this woman wrote. I should send you the affidavit. It's crazy. Let me see if I can find it. But
You're
yeah.
silly, car thief. Ain't
I
no
mean, I
celebrities
mean,
in here.
now that's James Freeman did a video about it. It's got me and Harvey in it. But see, Harvey did all the talking to her. I was filming him. And this woman wrote on this. Oh my gosh, I'm just so angry because now I had to go to court, right? For
Hmm.
the first time, and they have like 60 people in there, and then you have to go decide whether you can have a free lawyer or not. So I lied my ass off, and I'm like, yeah, I only have this much coming in, I have this much going out. And right out loud she would tell people, you don't qualify for a lawyer, or you do qualify for a lawyer, right? But she called me to the bench, right? And she told me a few things like, well, did you claim this and did you claim that, and this. She treated me separate, right? And said, nope, you don't qualify for a free lawyer, you don't. So I was like, okay. She called me all the way to the front for this. Here's another setup, right, going on. So I told her I was gonna represent myself. She's like, oh, no, 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 you can't represent yourself because there's so much procedures and this and that, and we'd have to have a hearing on whether you could like do it yourself. I said, you can put on all the dog and pony shows you want to. I'm not even gonna call any witnesses. I'm not even gonna question a witness. I'm just gonna show the jury my video, and that's it. I'm out of here. And she was like, oh. So all they gotta do is see the video. This woman lied. This woman that wrote this
Yeah,
affidavit.
and I also want you to make sure you never sign. No, if they ever try to get you to sign a document in exchange for representing yourself, don't ever do that, guys. Write your own document saying I want to represent myself because that's what's needed. Don't sign no contracts with them because they try to talk somebody into that. I think it was Direct D recently,
Mine's
and don't sign no contracts to represent yourself. That's all. I'm just letting the word out to the people because you got to be careful.
Yeah. Mine is such a simple case. I mean, she lied so much on that affidavit. She said I didn't comply. She said, okay, so I dropped him off, right? And I went to park. But he started yelling at her first. So I came up, started walking up to the scene, and she wrote on her affidavit that he was distracting her so that I could get into her car and steal her AR-15 she had in there.
Oh, hell
She
no.
wrote that on the affidavit. She
Oh
wrote
my
that.
God. Yeah.
Like just different bullshit like that. Oh, they would not comply. Yes, we did comply. We're just yelling at you, you know. And then I had an officer standing next to me the whole time, right? She said, "Oh, well, we're telling the lady not to take the field sobriety test." I had an officer standing next to me. We're having a nice conversation actually, and we're shouting at this lady, "Don't take the field sobriety test," you know, because you don't have to. And
Speech and or videoing can never be interference. One
right,
day they're going to learn that. I said that the
right,
whole way they sent me
but
to jail,
yeah,
but it's
but
the truth.
this guy was standing right next to me, this cop, and he never told me to shut up. Never told me to shut up. So that meant I had permission to yell. You know. So
Even if he hadn't told you to shut up, speech and or videoing can never be
I
interference. They
sent
can
you.
arrest you for it. Of course, they can arrest you for it.
Yeah,
But
I
I
sent
was
you.
arrested for videoing. But that doesn't mean
And
that
as far as
that
tickets
it's
go, like,
legal.
okay, I gotta tell this to trolls. I know y'all are listening, trolls. So I know you're listening. Know you're listening to me, some bitches. Okay. Anyways, I hadn't had tickets in a long time, and then I just all of a sudden got a flurry of them, and they're all retaliatory. Believe it or not, they're always after a cop watch. Always.
Retaliation is real.
Yeah, yeah. Retaliation is real, and now I have 2 retaliatory arrests, right? So you know, it just sucks because well, me and Harvey are fighting another ticket. We came up on a cop watch, and they were terrorizing a family horribly. They made this family so upset that the teenage girl was like throwing up in the parking lot.
Oh my God.
Left this family, I guess they thought they were cartel, but they even had the family dog, and they just come from washing clothes, right? They tore their whole van up. We watched it, we yelled at them, told them to quit it, you know, and at the end of it, here we are, we're driving back. I'm like, there's the cops, they're gonna stop us. Sure enough, they stopped us for not for they said I put my wheels on a crosswalk at the light. I know I didn't. And the dash cam is going to prove I did not, because I was driving perfect because I knew they were behind me. They chased us out of town. They chased us all the way to the city limits.
Yeah,
So
I actually remember that one.
yeah,
I sure do.
those were
And I
retaliatory.
like Harvey too. I really like his work too. He's
They
a really good guy.
you know, but did you see what I wrote in the chat just a while ago? I got him the other day. We were
No.
driving back from Georgetown, where Toe for Life was, and
Uh-huh.
and Jeff and I had a blowout like 20 miles from home. I'm like, I don't know how to change this.
I wouldn't know how to change no tire.
I know I knew how to do it, but
I don't.
I held the flashlight for him. So
So yeah, I haven't even got to watch none of that. I knew that Jeff was going out there, but yeah, I went to Sam's house, Sunshine Sam, for a couple days just to kind of get a break because
yeah,
I can't stop working.
yeah,
So I need, I just needed a break. And I know if I'm at home, I'm going to constantly be working some way, somehow, even if I'm not videoing, a lot of the work's behind the scenes.
yeah. Oh
And
my God.
that's the majority of it, in my opinion.
Oh shit, girl! I'm telling you. I mean, oh my God. People just
Fighting
don't know.
cases, pulling record. No,
I
I
mean, I
don't
can't.
know.
I'm so glad I'm retired. I could not work and do this
Mm-mm.
because you get so caught up in the stories that you hear, and you want to help people, you know.
Yeah.
And
You
like
kind of
right
got to
now,
be,
yeah, it seems like all of us are hitting the city council meetings now. I've just found those out too, and man, there's so much drama at them. So much. Like there's so much drama at the city meetings.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah, that Riviera
Amanda.
Beach one. I'm glad I didn't go to that one because I went to Sam's house, but I'm glad they went there, and I want to go back there. That's the place they arrested me, and I've been watching their city council meetings for a long time.
They are bitches over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
He
that
was
one thinks he has the First Amendment, and he'll sit on the podium and say that I got the
well,
First
our
Amendment.
mayor, if she doesn't like what you're saying, cuts your mic off and throws you out, and she's got a law degree. What's wrong with that? She's got a law degree. They're supposed to be able to talk about anything they want to, right?
Yep.
And she'll cut the mic. She threw Manuel Mata out when he was taking pictures inside there. And
Uh,
there's this one guy that always talks at all of them, all the time. He gets to speak on each measure, right?
right.
She doesn't realize that this guy actually is asked by other people to please go speak for them because they're afraid to go up there because they're so rude.
I'm
You know,
sure.
we're talking, right? So people write speeches and hand them to him because they're scared. And
Makes sense.
plus, they have the meetings at 10:30 in the morning. What if you work?
There's a reason why they do it. Yeah. Hey, Toe for Life wants to say that he had a great time with CFW, and his brother NC Chariot Hunter, and we are a white family, baby. Believe it.
I don't know how much I like Topher Life, because he didn't believe me, because I was telling him there was clowns out in the field, but he said I was just seeing things. He didn't believe me. I kept seeing clowns, scary clowns.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I didn't really see
I know. I know you didn't. He knows you didn't either. Anyway, he had a great time meeting y'all, and I can't wait to see the
I was
footage.
really tired, but we got to do it again. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll probably come back down with, just to see him next time. And his girl's pretty cool.
Yeah.
She needed a cape.
A cape? So she'd be a superhero?
Yeah. That's all she needed, was a cape.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Al SoCal, hello.
Oh,
Okay.
like Al
Well,
SoCal.
I think we're gonna go, CFW. I want to thank you for coming up.
You're welcome.
I really do, and I really thought you went to jail for tickets, so I'm glad you clarified that.
No, a lot of people did. I just wanted to say, yeah.
But with that being said, though, a lot of states will arrest you for bad tickets. Just because Florida don't do it doesn't mean other states won't, and it doesn't mean Florida might not. I don't know.
We do
But
here.
yeah, a lot of states do. So, guys, if you got tickets, take care of them. Unfortunately, we're all in this program, and the driver's license program. We've got too much to fight. We can't redo that shit. We'll never get out of that. So let's focus on what we can do. All right, thank you. My name is American Amy, and you are?
What? Carolina.
Yeah, you got it right. Yay, that's the right answer. All right, guys, we're out of here. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, where's my controller?